Yo. What up? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Blood Splatter Chatter, right back here on a Friday night after having a great conversation last night on the Wailing for Horror Fest. And we have a Horror Fest special presentation with my brother Rockin Robbie Billups from Pop Culture Philosophers, talking about our top 10 favorite slasher films of all time. Very excited, man. I've done about 5 or 6 of these. I know you said this is one of, if not the hardest top 10 list you've ever put together. And same, brother. I don't know about you, but I stacked up all my Blu-rays and my 4Ks and I ordered them that way. I'm like, no, that above that above that. And now I'm just like surrounded by slasher 4Ks and Blu-rays. But what up, man? Appreciate you being here.
What's up, man? Dude, super happy to be here. I love the top 10 lists. We've done them before. I've done plenty. It's easy to do like top 10 horror movie directors of all time. If you gave me top 10 horror movies of the 80s, that would be easier to me than top 10 slashers. But dude, I'm ready to have this discussion, not just with you, but with the chat. I'm super excited. Horror Fest, pop, pop, boo. Here's to you, Verno.
That's what I'm talking about.
Doing the Lord's work, man.
Appreciate you, brother. You as well. Appreciate you guys in the chat. And let's have ourselves a good time. So we each have our own top 10 list. We'll be going back and forth. We have a plethora or a plethora. It's up to you of honorable mentions that we want to get to. So we're going to begin with a handful or so of honorable mentions. Then when we get to our top 3, before that, we'll do some more honorable mentions before we dig into the top 3. And after the show, Robbie's going to be going over to my brother Fable's channel, One Collection Down, Blame Fable and his amazing friends. Maybe it's something different these days, but it's always confusing to me.
I feel like it is, and hopefully this time we're not talking about something political, but I feel like we're going to.
Oh fuck, I hope not. Jesus Christ. But appreciate you in the chat, Fable. Appreciate seeing you, guys. Okay, before we get into our honorable mentions, there's one quick little warm-up thing I wanted to ask you, because this is originally we were going to do this show instead of this show, which I think is going to be super fun. We were going to do a challenging show where we were going to try to talk about the entire history of the slasher genre, from Psycho all the way up to Terrifier 3. And I decided that's too much. But one of the big things I wanted to like really pick your brain about is part of what I was doing. I was struggling, like, do I put movies on this list that I kind of consider to be slashers, what the slasher genre became in the 2000s? I'm talking Saw. I'm talking Hostel. I'm talking House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects. Now, personally, spoiler alert, I didn't put any of those on my list. But I do just want to pick your brain. Like, what do you think? Like, do you consider, like, Devil's Rejects is such a weird one to me. Saw, and the reason why I say that is because these are the movies in the 2000s. There were still regular slashers sprinkled in there. But when we get the set piece kills and you're picking off teenagers one by one, the traditional slasher setup, but we just took a lot of different angles to get the set piece kills. And did you consider any of those movies for your list?
I did not consider Saw or Hostel or any of those movies on my list. If I did, Hostel 2 would be very high on my list, right? But those are movies where people come to them. Then, saying that, there are movies on my list where people do come to the slashers, right? But I don't know, man. There's a difference between what was going on in the early 2000s and what we're talking about with slashers. Mm-hmm. Slashers to me typically means somebody stalking victims, right? Like stalking them. In Hostel and Saw, they come to the victims. Right? They are just setting a trap, and people that fall in their trap get got.
It's a good point. It's a good distinction.
Yeah, and I even think there's a difference when you're not setting a trap. Even though you have a set that may be trapped or maybe set to be trapped, and like people fall in, like, there's I don't know, man. This is the hardest list ever, and I had to decide not to put Saw or Hostel on there at all, because it was just gotten way too out of hand, man.
It just made it easier for me. And the other thing I told you, like, when we do these lists, like, I don't like to give the guest any rules, but I tend to give myself a rule that I did stick to this time, where I didn't double up on a franchise. Big Friday the 13th fan. I didn't put multiple Friday the 13th. I don't care if you do. That's perfectly acceptable. But that's just the one thing that I did that I think it made it a lot easier to fucking do it, to be honest with you, because then you just pick one from the franchise, you go from there, you highlight it, and I picked my favorite from each one.
I decided not to bother with the franchise rule, right? Which I thought with, and I also told you I thought with not doing the same director 2 times rule,
right?
But I just decided to have so my idea. Here's the thing, man. What's the difference between Saw and Hostel and something like the Psycho franchise, right? Where like out of all my lists, it's about people stalking people for the most part, but then there are other movies on this list. There's some there might be a Psycho movie on my list that involves people coming into the trap, like coming to the motel, coming to this house out in Texas or something like that. But what makes the difference to me is somebody, whether it's a trap or not, stalking somebody with a weapon, right? And the difference with Saw and Hostel to me, outside of let's talk about Psycho real quick. There's a hotel, people come to it, they get got. Is that a slasher film? Are they stalked? Maybe not, but they are. It's not like Saw or Hostel where you show up into the trap and you're stuck. Right. That
or House of a Thousand Corpses falls in line with that same kind of thing.
Yes, or like Devil, or even to me, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Right.
People show up, and I get the difference. And maybe, you know what? I don't care what people like. The honest thing is, whatever makes a slasher to you makes your top 10.
Right. See, and that's
and this was hard. And next time we do this, if we ever, it will be a different top 10 for me, man.
Exactly.
Just so you know.
That's the thing. Like for instance, when we did True Romance on Fables channel for Horror Fest or for Action Fest, I just find it interesting. Like that's one thing that I'm into is like, what genre does this fit into? What does it have enough elements? Is True Romance an action movie? Is Texas Chainsaw Massacre a slasher movie? Was Psycho a slasher? Is Peeping Tom a slasher? Are giallo films slashers? So that's what I don't know. That's part of the reason I really enjoyed that Road to Halloween series, because it got me. It kind of solidified, like I was saying backstage, like my opinions on what I think a slasher is, and it is open for debate. It's kind of loose, and you can define it however you want. I just find myself defining it very broadly these days. Like a lot of stuff fits into the slasher genre that I wouldn't have put in. I wouldn't even have put Psycho in, like up until a few years back. But I look at it a little bit differently now. These killer perspective, character study. Not that Psycho completely fits into that. Psycho's special and weird. But like a movie like Pearl or American Psycho, I always used to be like, is that a slasher? But now looking back, and like there was elements of that right from the beginning with Psycho and Peeping Tom. So it's like, fuck it, I guess it is. It's just super broad. There's all sorts of different slashers and
I find my difference with Saw and Hostel being a part of that. First of all, I guess they're technically torture porn,
right?
Is what people call them. But like in Saw and Hostel, there is maybe a brief chance of escape, but not really. That's more about a trap, slasher. Right? If that's like a trap movie. These, for the most part, to me, are not necessarily traps. Even if you wind up in one location, you just happen to upon on that location. It's about somebody stalking people with maybe more of the hope of escape than say Saw or tease. You get what I'm saying, right?
Totally.
It's a whole different. Dude, I was fucked up over doing this, man. I really was, man.
Well, let's dive into it, man. Let us get in. Let's go back and forth, do a handful of honorable mentions briefly, quickly, and then we'll dive into our respective top 10. So lay it on me, brother. What's the first honorable mention you want to get into?
You just want me to list one?
Yeah, let's go back and forth and do them. Do about 4 or 5.
All right. My first honorable mention is Deep Red.
Boom.
I think that Dario Argento's Deep Red, Profondo Rosso, is absolutely fantastic. I love it as a slasher, but my number one thing that I put in my head is, what are the movies that I love to watch, that I have a good time watching? As much as I love Deep Red, as much as I respect it, it's not quite something that I enjoy. It's
Totally.
like not something I can just put on anytime, but I think Deep Red is a very important slasher. So I put that as an honorable mention.
I will say briefly on that one that I think I said it when we reviewed it. Where else are you to go to get what Deep Red gives you? You've got the crazy kills, you've got the crazy camera, and you've got the Goblin score. And it's like it falls short in certain areas, like plot wise, and the writing for me, and just following the mystery a little bit. But where the hell else are you gonna go to get what Deep Red gives you? Not other Argento movies, other Italian films, and not many of them do it as well as Deep Red. So great pick, brother. All right, my first honorable mention, which I'm gonna call this my like number 11. This would be the one that just slid out of my top 10, which maybe I should save these for when we get to the top 3, but whatever. Who gives a shit? I'm going with X, man. This one was in my top 10 till right before we started rolling. Love it. Covered it like 3 times, twice on this channel, once on DHS. Gave it a 5 each time. I just love the style. The style and the vibe. It goes like an hour where it's just a drama. And that is like the best part of the movie for me. Like, I love that. I love the characters. I love the vibe. The downside is the kills the last half hour, which is why I took it out of the top 10, because it doesn't have that great of kills, but it's a great movie.
Well, I love that movie, and I will withhold my comments.
Love it. Love it. Hit me with another honorable.
An honorable mention is Slumber Party Massacre Part 2.
Boom. Oh, Part 2.
Part 2. I love that movie. I have so much fun. And like I said, I'm focusing on favorite movies that are fun for me to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And Slumber Party Massacre 2 is super fun for me to watch. And I really wanted to put it in the top 10. I really did, because I was like, well, Verno ain't going to put this in the top 10.
I've never seen it yet, man.
I fucking love it, man. It's taken from Nightmare on Elm Street, but it's doing its own thing. It's doing its own version of the first film. There's something about that movie that I absolutely adore and cherish. Slumber Party Massacre.
Hell yeah, man. I love it. I love it. I love it, man. I'll go next. American Psycho. Another one I wanted in my top 10. Like one of my favorite movies. It's got all the comedy that you want. It has, in my opinion, one of the best performances from a male in a horror movie of all time, for sure. Another one that why I didn't want it in the top 10, or why I decided it didn't make the cut, not enough great kills. I couldn't even think of, like, there's the Paul Allen kill with the axe and the raincoat and everything, and then there's him chasing the chick with a chainsaw, and I couldn't really even think of another kill. Maybe there is one, but just not enough good set piece kills to want it in my top 10.
I can dig with that, man. I love that film. I think it's great, but I agree with you as it being an honorable mention, not worthy of top 10, but that means very little, right? Like,
right. All right, hit me with another one, brother.
Silent Night, Deadly Night. How about that? I love that fucking movie, man. Linnea Quigley's in it, so I obviously love it, but there's a lot of holiday slashers out there, and this one really works for me. I can watch it anytime. The use of the music and the imagery of the holidays, of Christmas in particular, the way it works, and also kind of it's making kind of a deep statement about the repression of Catholicism, right? And I don't know, there's something I really love about Silent Night, Deadly Night. I think it's one of the best.
I love it, man. I'm gonna have to. I think this year I'm actually gonna. I didn't do any holiday horror during December last year. I think I'm gonna have to do that, because when we did it on DHS, we did all 4, and I was so, like, by the end of it, I was like, "Fuck this franchise." that I have like
5, bro. There's 5 of those motherfuckers.
I had a sour taste in my mouth by the end of it, but I need to revisit that. I don't know if Stu and Link have seen it. Probably Link, but I doubt Stu has seen it, so that would be fun to cover. But all right, man, I'm gonna go ahead and do a 2 for right here, because I'm doing another one. It so easily could be in my top 10. Sleepaway Camp and Sleepaway Camp 2 just got this new 4K, baby. Still haven't opened it up yet. Still in the wrapper. I love these movies. I grew up with this one. I grew up with part 2 because of that cover. The Freddy glove, the Jason mask. It was like so appealing to me as a young man. And I love the comedy in it, man. I love Angela, Bruce Springsteen's sister, as the killer. Great fun kills, super laid back, chill slasher, and not as much so good it's bad that the original Sleepaway Camp has. But it doesn't. So many of the things that Sleepaway Camp has, it doesn't have. It doesn't have the crazy ending, and it doesn't have those so bad it's good moments that do add to it. So I'm going with a 2 for there.
I do love Slumber Party Massacre Part 2. I agree with you. When I was a kid, that VHS cover was
Sleepaway Camp
amazing.
2, you mean?
Absolutely amazing.
You said Slumber Party 2. You mean Sleepaway?
Yes. My bad. Sleepaway Camp 2 was amazing to me. I'll give you a twofer real quick. I'll go with Hatchet, which I think is a really good slasher film that a lot of people don't really like. A lot of people love it, but they don't really think about it as one of the best slasher films out there.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I think it's one of the best. And how about this one? Something I don't think a lot of people think of when they think of slasher films. Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street, or whatever the fuck it's called.
That's great.
I love that one. It's a slasher movie, right?
I would have never thought of it. Yes, definitely.
I absolutely love that. And I'm talking about the movie that's based on the musical by Todd Sondheim, that's directed by Tim Burton, starring Johnny Depp and what's her name? Helena Bonham Carter. Like, I love Sweeney Todd. And I think that is one of the greatest. I think it's the best slasher musical we've ever gotten.
That's a short list, probably.
There's like one movie on that list.
All right, man. So this will be my last honorable mention. Do it real quick. I know you haven't seen this yet. This is gonna have to be one, like, maybe next year we get together and we just do this, because I did this with the crew. You've never seen it. Peeping Tom, 1960, came out a couple months before Psycho, so a lot of people would consider it the first slasher. It's got the POV shot to open the movie. It's got the set piece kills, but the biggest problem with it, why I have almost a hard time even considering it a slasher movie, is we never see blade to skin. But there's no blood in it. It cuts away before every kill, and I wish that it didn't. It would, for me, I know for whatever reason I need that. I need a little bit of blood in my slasher movies. But other than that, it's a fucking brilliant movie. Really, really.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I want to check it out. Like, definitely, bro. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'll add it in. It's going to be fun. For my final one for now, for this round of honorable mentions, I really love the Chucky franchise.
Hell yes, me too.
We're covering the Chucky franchise for the finale of Horror Fest on PCP Movie Night, right? But I had to go with my favorite Chucky movie for an honorable mention, Bride of Chucky.
Hell fucking
Bride of Chucky is so much fucking fun to watch. I think it's the best Chucky movie. I honestly do.
I do too.
And I'm really, really excited to talk about the entire franchise yet again. But Bride of Chucky is something else. In a time where there were a lot of soft, shitty fucking slasher movies, Bride of Chucky went for it, not just in gore and the visceral nature of it, but also the humor and the comedy.
Hell yeah.
And the characters, man.
I love it. It takes and it makes Chucky maybe not the main character, but kind of, you know what I mean? It puts him in a different role than he was in the first three, along with Tiffany. It humanizes him in a way because he gets married, and it really flips the script on the whole franchise. And without Bride,
fucking, you know what I'm saying?
And this is the future of the franchise. They kept that version of Chucky since then. Like, it's the Bride of Chucky franchise going forward after that. So I'm with you too, good. He needs a little bit of physical contact in his horror movies. Hell yeah, man. All right, so beautiful. We've done the honorable mentions. Let's dive in, man. What do you have? I'm gonna try to. I got this fucking tiny little fucking pen. This is all I have around me. I'm gonna try to keep track of these. So lay it on me, man. What is your number 10 slasher of all time?
Fuck, my number 10 is The Burning.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna go with The Burning as my favorite summer camp slasher movie. There's something about this movie I love. And there's Sleepaway Camp, there's Friday the 13th. What I love about The Burning is I give a shit about the characters.
Yep.
Because they're well-rounded. It's comical. It's like Wet Hot American Summer meets a slasher movie. Plus, great effects. Great effects from Tom Savini. Amazing music. I think The Burning is an underappreciated classic, and I had to list it in my top 10 slashers.
I think it's got the best kills in 80s horror. Maybe that's debatable, but I think it's up there with the consistency of each kill being really, really fucking good. The only reason it was going to be, it's in my honorable mention, so let's cut that now. My only issue with it is the ending and the lead boy. If this had came out in 82, where they'd seen a few more slashes, I'm like, oh, we need a final girl, or we need a final boy that's likable. Alfred, I think his name is, the peeping Tom and that shit or whatever. Like that's the only thing that takes it down just a notch for me. But
and I forgot that I had brought like actual visual descriptions.
boom.
There's my burning right there.
Love it, brother.
Yeah.
Love it, man. Hell yeah. All right. That was in my honorable mentions. The Burning, your number 10. And then this one, which I'm almost sick of talking about because I just covered it with you last year and we just did the entire franchise, but it had to make the top 10. Candyman, the original 1992. One of the more complex. I won't say the same shit I always say about Candyman. He's like a ghost. He's like a vampire. He's a slasher villain. And he is. That's what makes it so cool. And I think it's like one of the early, like you could call this an elevated, it's one of the few elevated slasher movies. You get like elevated ghost stories and things like that. But like for a slasher movie to have that good of acting, that thematically rich, the camera work, the music, it's like it's so good. And then he's one of the more interesting slasher villains of all time. He might be like the most interesting. He's up there with his backstory and the relevance even today with racism, inner city shit. It's one of the best one of my favorite horror films, and it's my number 10 slasher.
Well, I love Candyman because we covered it here on this channel last year. We did the whole franchise to kick off Horror Fest on PCP Movie Night. I love Candyman. Tony Todd is a goat. Clive Barker is a goat.
Hell yes.
And I absolutely love the film. The music, the message, everything about it's great. And I just want y'all to know, final thought, don't sleep on Candyman 3. It's really good. It's really good. Okay?
Or the remake. I love the remake. I know you guys weren't quite as high on it, but I really, really enjoyed the shit out of that remake. Not perfect, falls off, has issues at the end, but still really good. But what you got at number 9, bro?
At number 9, I've got We're the Dream Warriors.
Yes.
I fucking love it. There is my copy. It's in a box set I have of Nightmare. I think there's a better version coming out with like individual steel books that's already sold out.
I saw that. I know.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't get it, but I love Dream Warriors. And when I really had to think about it, man, I love Nightmare on Elm Street. It's one of my favorite things. Freddy may be a supernatural character, unlike some of the other slasher victims, but even Jason, I think, is a supernatural villain, right? Even Michael Myers is supernatural,
right?
I shot him 6 times,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So like,
from the get-go, he is, right?
It doesn't matter if they're supernatural or if they're not. I love the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. I think it's up and down, but for the most part, my favorite movie to watch out of that entire franchise is The Dream Warriors. It's the soundtrack. It's the characters. The kids, to me, in that movie are so much more resonant than anything that came before or after. I love part 1. I love part 2. I love part 6.
Yeah.
And I love New Nightmare, but like there's something about Dream Warriors and the Dokken music is so much a part of that. But yeah, I'm going with Dream Warriors, bruh, for number 9, man.
I love it, man. That's definitely one that I debated, and I'll leave it at that. I'll come back to it in a little bit. And now I said just a few minutes ago, I agree with you, and I still do. I think Bride of Chucky is the best of the Chucky movies. It's the best made film. But the one I had to put on the list, I was about to call it my favorite. They're like equally favorite. I had to go with Child's Play 2 because of the nostalgia. This is one that like I watched a lot like you, man. I feel like you've said before, like your mom maybe, or you used to watch horror movies when you were really little.
Yeah, my mom got me into horror movies.
5, 6, same thing, man. Like my mom, I would be watching this when I was like 6 years old. And it's like the perfect movie for a 6-year-old to scare the shit out of you. You've got the best version of Andy. I think he's better in 2 than he is in 1. The idea of him leaving his mom and having to go live with his foster family for a little kid, that was terrifying. I love the foster sister who ends up coming back in the series.
Yeah, Christina Elise, right?
So good.
Amazing, dude.
I just love the shit out of her. It was like one of those things when I watched the Chucky series and I saw her, I was like, oh my God, I've missed you. Where have you been I forgot how much I loved her as a kid. But maybe the biggest thing is this is my favorite like look of Chucky. The view where he's walking with the ruler and just like the way that his like face is designed in this one. Like Bride is great. I love how he looks in Bride, but this is my favorite version of Chucky. And then the end in the toy factory with all the yellow boxes and just the look of it, Chucky blow it up. It's so fucking good. I love that one so much.
Yeah, I love Child's Play too. It was a big moment in my life. My mom also made me watch this movie. Not made me watch this movie.
Right.
She rented it, and I was like, I'll watch it with you. I'm gonna be scared and I want some snuggles afterwards. But I absolutely love this film. I think it's great, dude. I love Child's Play. I'm very excited to do the Chucky franchise.
Me too, man.
At the end of Horror Fest, man.
I'm dying for it. What you got next at number 8?
Oh, at number 8, I've got Black Christmas. Yeah. That's right, dude. It's like, I get that it's a Christmas movie. I get that it's a proto slasher at times, but also it's considered by a lot of people to be the first like actual slasher film. That means nothing to me. What I love about this movie is the tone, the cinematography, the light touch with the characters. All of the characters are there and fully formatted, but it's up to us actually to format that, right? It doesn't go out of its way to spell all these characters out to us. We got to pick some of this up. I think Black Christmas is truly scary, unsettling, and visually stunning. And there are so many great Christmas horror movies. I think Black Christmas is the best.
Definitely.
So there you go.
I'm with you 1,000%. I will come back and talk about it in just a little bit. Now, here's one that I know isn't on your list. I know this one isn't on your list, brother, and I think we need to revisit it one day. But for now, I'll stand alone with Terrifier 2, baby. Fucking like 20-hour long film. The first one had no story. They're like, what? People want a story, so they just jam pack it with so much. But here's my thing. I think it's a lot of like what I say about like some Argento stuff and some Fulci stuff. Like, where else are you gonna go to get what Terrifier gives you? I think it's the most like pound for pound. It's like the best movie with that good of kills. It has its issues. It's got its budgetary issues. It's not like the greatest acting in the world, but the kills, and we're talking about slasher movies, are crazy. You know what I mean? The bedroom kill is insane. There's just like so many wild moments, and it goes so much farther than anything that I have on my list. And there's movies like, and maybe this is on your list, maybe it's not, but like New York Ripper or like some Fulci stuff where it's like, wow, where else would I get that? Where would I see that gore or something that crazy? But in my opinion, like there's so many like negatives that come along with a lot of that stuff that are, you know what I mean? Like the acting isn't great. The story is hard to follow. And Terrifier 2, it's like, it's become a comfort movie for me. I just like love Terrifier 2. Somehow it's a comfort movie. And Art the Clown. Art the Clown is like, he's one of my favorite slashers of all time. He's put himself on that Mount Rushmore. If it's like an 8-headed Mount Rushmore of slasher villains just in the last handful of years with what he's done. So
I love that you mentioned Terrifier 2. Me, myself, not quite the fan, and I forgot to share off my Blu-ray of Black Christmas.
Nice.
So there you go. But yeah, Terrifier 2, not quite my cup of tea, but I get what you're saying, man.
You like 3 more, right?
Movie, a comfort movie.
Comment, man. It's because I love the characters so much. I love Sienna.
Whenever I'm alone and I got 2.5 hours by myself, I'll put on Terrifier 2. Sure, why not, man? Let's go.
Hell yeah. All right, so Rockin Robbie's number 7.
My number 7, bro, I love this movie so much. I really, really, truly do. I'm going with this. What's that? There's 5 Halloween movies on there. I'm going to narrow it down to H2O.
Yeah.
That's right. Halloween H2O to
Halloween
me is,
water, to steal Joe Corello's joke.
Yeah, right. Halloween H2O to me is one of the best movies. It's the first Halloween movie I ever watched in the movie theater, right?
Same.
And I loved it then and I love it now. And it's easy to criticize it, and I could be there on board. If you want to have a show where we criticize Halloween 2 is just a pastiche or whatever of Scream and a post-Scream slasher movies, I'll agree with you. I'll go right into it. But it also really has a lot to do with Halloween mythology. The opening of that film with the Donald Pleasance voiceover and the looking into the drawing of the mask with Mike with no eyes, right?
Yes.
There are some problems with this movie, but there are a lot of things that I love about this movie. The John Ottoman score is amazing. The performances by Josh Hartnett and even LL fucking Cool J.
Yeah.
I fucking love this movie. I have so much fun watching it. And to me, it's still one of the best movies to watch for me personally on Halloween night, man. I love H2O, and I had to put it on my list, man.
I love it, dude. I love it. And Jamie Lee is it might be her
She's great.
best
This is her
performance.
best return.
It might even be better than the original, just as far as her performance and like the just like an overall like professional acting job from her.
Yeah, there's a nuance about her like diving into alcoholism because of everything that happened, faking her death, leading into everything. Y'all know I love Halloween 4, and it's not even part of my honorable mentions. I love Halloween 4, but H2O is so good and the best version of 2018's Halloween we've ever gotten, man.
Hell yeah. I think of that opening with Tommy from Third Rack. Jimmy's been getting a little crazy with the stick. I love that opening. What I'm talking about?
Fucking the what is it? The ice the
skating
the ice skate. It's
what the fuck? How do we not?
What do we call them? What do we call
a shoe that has a sharp thing on it that you skate on the ice.
The ice shoe in the head is so good, man.
I love how neither of us could come up with this.
No shit.
All right, man. So that was your number 7, Halloween H2O. This is another one that was for me very difficult. Getting into a Friday the 13th movie here. It's the only one I have on my list, and I had to pick my favorite. I've said we've done some great Friday the 13th shows together. We will continue to do more. And I've said before, like, my favorite one is like just barely better than my least favorite one. It's like it's a franchise that's like that. And it was between 2, 3, and 6. And I went with Friday the 13th Part 3 for a few different reasons, man. First of all, the mask. We get the mask, babe. I love 3. I love the shit out of 3, man. We get the mask in 3. I've become like obsessed with Jason masks because I make a bunch of custom ones. I love that. That last half hour, like first of all, the score of the opening is fire, but the score in the last half hour and just like how intense the chase is, I love the kill scenes. The other thing, I love Shelly. People hate Shelly, the curly-haired little fat.
I knew it was because you like Shelly.
I love
it's
Shelly.
Because you feel like you're a Shelly. Verno, you are not a Shelly, man. Just so you know, man. Okay, I love you. We all love you. You're not a Shelly.
I have Shelly tendencies, man. I'm not ashamed of it.
Shelly would have never fucking gotten married and had like 2 kids. You know what I'm saying? So there you go.
I love that one, man. Great kills, great score. The other thing I love is the unmasked look that we get from him, like the dream sequence at the end, the other like flashback sequence when we show where the final girl had been there before and he like assaulted her before he had the mask. Like I even him getting hung and he pulls it off. Like all the barn scene. I think it's the one that I grew up with the most, but it was a very difficult decision. I had to have a Friday the 13th on the list, and I landed on 3D. So where are you at, brother? That was my number 7. What do you have for number 6?
My number 6, Scream.
Hell yes.
Wes Craven, Kevin Williamson. Love this movie. Love this franchise. The most important horror movie of the 90s. Agreed. Definitely the most important slasher of the 90s because it continued the slasher into it. Look at all of the wannabe Screams. Right? I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legend, Valentine. Hell, Halloween H2O was trying to reformat that franchise because of this movie. There is something so special about this movie, so unique. It was one of the first slasher movies that was aware of slasher movies. It always hits. The performances are great. The music is great. The character of Ghostface is why did I make that like a past tense thing? The character of Ghostface is absolutely amazing. Scream, one of the best, y'all.
I love it.
One of the best.
That's like like I said, I grew up with Chucky. I mean, I guess maybe Child's Play 2 was like the first big slasher that when it came out, I saw it right away. I was really fucking little though, so I wasn't thinking of it like that. But Scream in so many ways is like the slasher movie of my childhood. in my teenage years. 1996, I'm 13 years old. I'm so primed for it. It was so perfect. And I had the base knowledge. I knew Jason, I knew Freddy, I knew a little bit of horror. So like a lot of the stuff hit in a way that it wouldn't had I not. But hell yeah, Scream
And
is
it's one of those few
one of my favorite movies
franchises.
of all time.
It's one of those few franchises, as far as slashers go, where I've watched every movie in the cinema except for 4. I passed up on 4,
Same.
and I regret it, dude. I do love 4, but I've watched 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 in the cinema. And that moment watching Scream, like, you cannot, even today, you cannot recreate what it was like watching Scream in a movie theater, man.
Hell yeah. I remember being afraid too. Because actually I'm lying. I did not watch it when it first came out in the theater. We bought it because we'd heard so much about it, and I watched it on VHS at home, and it scared me. That's the other thing. It's like hard to even wrap your mind around, like, really, you were afraid of Scream? Because you don't think of it as like an actual scary movie. But as a 13-year-old kid, I do remember being frightened by that movie. But as a little tyke, I was much more frightened by this motherfucker right here. I'm going with A Nightmare on Elm Street for my number 6 slot. It's a tricky one. It could have been higher. It couldn't have been lower, but one of the biggest and baddest of all time. And I really went back and forth between this and Dream Warriors. When we did the franchise review, I gave part 1 a 4.5 and I gave 3 a 5. And I said, it's the best one in the franchise. Whatever reason, just for this list, the concept, the idea of Freddy, but like the set piece kills, they're more memorable for me in part 1. Johnny Depp in the bed, Tina on the ceiling, even not even a kill, but just like the Nancy taking the bath and the hand coming up between her legs, and just those moments. I do have an issue with it. It's not as like, I don't ever want to. I bought this when it came out like a year ago. I haven't watched the 4K yet because it has like a slow chunks in it, little bits that kind of bog down for me. I don't love the ending where she's booby trapping the house and shit. It's a little bit silly, but overall, like, I had to put one of these on the list, and it was either this or Dream Warriors, and I went with the OG. You get a solid dance, you get John Saxon. So part 1.
Yeah, it's a great pick, man. It's a great pick. I love it. I love Nightmare on Elm Street. I love the Home Alone nature of the ending, but to me, it doesn't. Like, I have actually more fun watching Dream Warriors or even Freddy's fucking Dead, dude. Like, there's elements about Freddy's Dead that I love even more, but you cannot take away from how important that original was, man. 100%. Right, well,
let's go ahead and do a couple more before we do our honorable mentions. We got 5 and 4, and then we'll do our honorable mentions before 3. So hit me with your number 5 as we move into our top 5 favorite slashers of all time.
I'm going with Tenebrae at my number 5, y'all.
Love it.
Dario Argento's Tenebrae. I love Dario Argento. He is my favorite filmmaker of all time. He has done my favorite movie of all time, which is Suspiria, right? But Suspiria is not a slasher movie.
Right. I've heard people call it a slasher movie, but no.
It's not, but this one is. Tenebrae is a slasher movie that is also a direct response to the criticism of Dario Argento's career to this point, right? You want to talk about John Saxon love? John Saxon's amazing in this movie. It's got a nice
stay on his head.
It's got a nice twist. And here's the thing. This is what separated this, because I had this big thing in my head. What makes the top 10? Deep Red or Tenebrae? I legitimately think that the music in Deep Red, Profondo Rosso, is better by Goblin, right? And Goblin does the score of Tenebrae, but the Tenebrae's music's more fun.
Yeah,
dude, that whole
it sticks in your head more. Definitely,
it's so good. Plus, you got this bit where this chick's got her tit hanging out. There's a slasher scene. You got the fucking thing with the like going from the top of the building down. The camera like pans down with the crane. There is so much to love about this movie, and I think that this is Dario Argento doing his take on the 80s American slasher craze, right?
Oh, definitely.
Still very early on, still very much ahead of its time. But Tenebrae to me
82
is Not my favorite Argento film, but my favorite Argento slasher, I would say.
Hell yeah. Is it 1982? Is that Tenebrae?
I feel like 81, 82, something like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. So right there at the
So
beginning.
good, dude. And the music, like very electronic, that like da na 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 na. But there's even more than that, man. There's the there's like, I love it. The camera work, I feel like it's amazing. Also, major shout out to Opera,
Hell
which I
yeah.
think is a great film as
Opera's
well.
so
But
good
a
too,
lot of
man.
people go Deep Red. Well, that's a giallo. That's not a slasher. Well, even like, let's take all that shit out.
Close enough.
Tenebrae is a slasher.
See that I'm glad you brought that up, because that's kind of the distinction. There's something about it not being teenagers. And that's why when we talk, that's why when we talk about my next one, Black Christmas, that's why to me it's inarguably, well, I don't know what came out first. If it was actually, no, Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out first. It's inarguably the second teen slasher. You know what I mean? This is, and that set the formula. That's part of the reason why if you would ask me before years ago, like, oh, is Psycho a slasher? It's like, no, it doesn't feel like it. It's because it's not teens. There's something about that. Like, once they got the teen slasher formula from this and Texas Chainsaw, they ran away with it. But yeah, the Deep Red is a slasher, and Tenebrae, like most of giallo films, they are slashers. There's just something a little bit
Dress
different
to Kill
about them.
is a slasher,
Definitely,
right? You know, we haven't even mentioned that one, but that's very important. The film, the Jolly films had a lot to do with the formulation of what slashers would be.
So much.
But after that happened, Dario Argento made Tenebrae.
Right.
After Jolly turned into slashers, right? And this movie is almost a direct response to the criticism of slashers.
So as I kind of said already, my number 5, Black Christmas. This is a movie I'd never even seen until you introduced me to it. It was one you covered on the channel maybe a few years ago, quite a while ago, and I checked it out. And it's like the prime example of, I'll say, like, sometimes you or somebody like more in the know of horror movies would be like, hey, you gotta check this movie out, and I go watch it, and I'd be like, for whatever reason, the first time it did not hit. I was like, what is all this slow shit in the middle and all this character development? What is all this shit? But whatever reason, the second time and subsequent watches, I love the shit out of it. The kill, it is scary. It's scarier than most like slasher movies. And like you said, if you compare the characters from this one, because we did this and then we did Halloween the very next week, I think that's how it went down. And if you compare those characters, there's so much more depth in Black Christmas than what we get from Jamie Lee and her friends. They're dealing with abortion and these heavy subjects. In Halloween, they're in high school. In Black Christmas, they're in college. So they're dealing with a little bit more like adult issues. And it just makes it a deeper film.
Don't forget that Halloween was almost kind of like a ripoff for the sequel of Black Christmas, right?
Right. So cool. And then the other thing is, I won't spoil the ending because probably a lot of people have not seen it, but it's so clever and creative. There's not many other movies that do what this does with the ending. I don't have to explain it to you because you know it, but the way it leaves you, you're like, oh wait, is it? Oh shit!
Is this so the first movie that's on both of our lists?
Oh shit! I don't.
Christmas?
Let me look.
I think it is, man.
It is, yeah, that we've talked about so far.
Yeah,
yes,
so it's very important, obviously.
Right, exactly, man. So I thank you for introducing me to it. But that was my number 5. Hit me with your number 4.
My number 4 is a slasher sequel that should not exist, but for some reason works gloriously.
Oh, I know.
I'm going with Psycho 2 right here. How about Psycho? Yeah, there you are. You knew what I was going with. Psycho 2 is amazing, dude. Norman Bates gets released from psychiatric care after 22 years. And there's a series of killings that happen when he retakes over the Bates Motel. Is it Norman? Is it not? Who knows? Everybody in the community assumes it's him, right? I don't want to spoil the movie because I think my girl may be watching this show and she hasn't seen this yet.
Nice.
And I told her next time we hang out to watch a movie, we're watching Psycho 2. We were talking about this earlier today. Psycho 2 is amazing. Tom Holland, when I met him last year, I told him, dude, Tom Holland, I love you so much. Child's Play, like, and so many, Fright Night. But like, I was like, I love Psycho 2. I know you didn't direct it.
Right.
You only wrote it, but Psycho 2. And he goes, Psycho 2 is the sequel that shouldn't exist. They forced me to write it, or they didn't force them, right? But they asked me to write it. I was like, there's no way this movie should exist. They found a way to make it work.
Right.
And this is one of the best 80s horror movies of all time, y'all.
I agree.
If you've never seen Psycho 2, watch it. It's so good.
So goddamn good. That was one when I did my best sequels of all time. I can't remember who I did that with, but whatever. That was one that I was like, I need to check that out. And I hadn't seen Psycho 2. So I bought it and I watched it before then. I think it made my top 10. I think it made my number 10 slot for favorite horror sequels of all time.
You'll love it more and more the more you watch it, Verno. Man, it's a
who
great movie,
this
right?
Do you remember?
They should never have made a sequel to Psycho, right? They should have. We can all agree on that.
Oh, totally.
We can also agree that Psycho 2 is actually really good, and at times, maybe even slightly better.
It's so mysterious, and the camera work is so good. And Anthony Perkins, I think, is maybe better, and he's great in Psycho 1. Yeah, but he might be better in Psycho 2 than he is in Psycho 1. It's so good.
And I also love Psycho 3, by the way, just so y'all know.
I haven't seen 3 or 4, which I know
4 I like, but it's not my favorite. But I also love the remake with Vince Vaughn.
Right.
And I love all the Psycho movies, man. I really, really fucking do.
Well, good, because my number 4 is Psycho. It's Psycho right here, which we covered on the channel just a few weeks ago. I mean, it's Hitchcock, so it's got something special to it, something unique to the filmmaking. It's so much older than most of the movies on the list, so there's something there too that is cool about it. The black and whiteness of it, the performance by Anthony Perkins, the symbolism, and just the killing of the main characters. You know, we kind of take it for granted. Yeah, that's what Psycho did, but it's so insane. Like, if you saw this movie for the first time and you didn't know, they killed this chick in the shower halfway through the movie. Spoiler alert, kill the main character. My only issue, and I know we're celebrating these things, so I shouldn't dig too much into my issues, but I feel like I heard Tarantino say this. He's like, Hostel did Psycho better than Psycho. As far as doing the switch, if they would have set up the sister character a little bit better so that when she becomes the main character in the end, that would have made it so much better. Like, that's one area where it falls short, but there's so many areas where it soars.
At the same time, we've never seen a twist like this before in a film.
Right.
Right? So, like, yeah, they maybe could have done it better, but Psycho did it first.
Exactly. And so many, I mean, there's enough kills. There's just enough kills. If there was one less kill, I would be like hard pressed to call it a slasher. But I love the way you said this at the beginning. This is a trap movie. We've got the bait. The bait is the Bates Motel. Whoa, blew my mind. And people just come to it. And he kills the people that come there. And it's so reminiscent of so many other movies like that.
Yeah,
it's really interesting.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right, has a lot to earn, like a lot to owe to this original film. Outside of that, I have no more comments.
Hell yeah, man. I love the shit out of it. So, all right, we're about to dive into our top 3. But first, we have a handful, or at least a few more honorable mentions to get to. So lay it on me, man. As many as you want, but give me your first one. We'll go back and forth.
Are we going back and forth? I got 4.
Good. Let's do it.
Okay. The Prowler. The Prowler, to me, is not one of the greatest slasher films of all time, but it is something worthy of being nominated or approached for this kind of a list. Mm-hmm. The Prowler is amazing. Simple story, but great special effects from Tom Savini.
Great.
And a lot more depth to it than we realize, and a direct influence on Eli Roth's career, especially Thanksgiving. If you don't get The Prowler, you will not get Thanksgiving. But if you love The Prowler, you'll love Thanksgiving. When I met Eli Roth, I was wearing a Prowler shirt. This dude was my best friend, man. Like so there you go. The Prowler, man.
Hell yeah, man. I'm gonna go with another one that I don't think you're that big of a fan of, but I am. I can't deny it, dude. I put this over Halloween 2, the original, which is one of my favorite 80s slashers. But I went with Halloween 2018, baby. I love it, man. I think it's got
Get the fuck out of here, man.
I know. It's got a banging score. They kind of redo what they do with Jamie Lee and H2O, but they do it just as well, if not better, as far as like what they do with her character and the effects that the original had on her. I love the kills. I love the characters, and I love the ending. I think that's the biggest thing for me. When they all, spoiler alert, they kill Michael at the end. Spoiler alert again, he comes back, so don't worry. But the way that it's like this generational thing that they do at the end. Jamie Lee, the grandma, her daughter and her granddaughter, and they set a trap for Michael. There's something about the way that they stick the landing on the end. And Michael looks cool as shit. It's like Michael looks super cool, and it's got a bunch of badass kills. I will take Halloween 2018 over the majority of the original like sequels that we got. 2, 4, 5, 6, even H2, even Resurrection, bro. Even Bust the Bust and Resurrection, bro. So it's one of my favorites. It's one of them I can watch over and over and over again. I can say that about Kills too, but it didn't make the list.
A super hot take. I think it's better than Halloween Resurrection as well. But I do think H2O does it better. That's just me. But
fair enough.
Know what? I love that you love it. I think Halloween Kills is actually better. The best part of that trilogy, but I can't fault you for that, man. It's pretty solid, man.
Hell yeah. What else you got, man?
Friday 13th Part 2.
Boom.
Yeah, boom. Like we've talked about it on the channel. Great kills, great characters. I love these characters. I love these kills. Bruh, Jason puts a machete in a dude in a wheelchair's fucking head and then pushes this fucking motherfucker down the fucking stairs. There's something about Friday 2 that I love so much. It is my favorite Friday film. So I had to put it as an
it could be my favorite. If it had the mask, it would be hands down easy my favorite. And I do like Sackhead Jason. He has its moments where he's acting like a little bitch. She's coming after him with like a, you know what I mean? He has these weird things like that's
favorite final girl. You know what I'm saying?
And favorite final scene with the in the shack with the mom head and all that. Like you can't really, it's hard to argue because I definitely do like a lot of things about 2 better than 3. Here's another one that honestly I haven't seen in a long time. I just know it's crazy. It's got a lot of so bad it's good, and it's got so many badass kills, and it's so silly and so stupid. It doesn't take itself serious. Pieces, baby. Pieces. 1982.
Bastard!
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. It's such a wild movie, and I think part of the reason why I like it is because like nobody recommended this to me. You know what I mean? When you just like click on something, you find something on your own, and you fall in love with it. That like I don't know if you remember, but like I was the one that offered this up for DHS. That's why we covered it in the first place. And I take a little bit of pride in introducing a movie back then, especially to you and Dylan. But Pieces of the shit, man. It's like a Spanish film. It's English and everything, but I think it's made in Spain. It's such a weird movie, but a lot of people need to see Pieces.
Bro, I love Pieces, and I cannot disagree with you. That movie's so cheesy, so stupid, so awesome. And you introduced me to it. And Verno, I will always love you for that. So,
hells yeah. All right, you got one more?
Worthy, motherfucker.
one more honorable mention?
I got 2 more.
Okay, lay them on me. Or
I'll lay them on you. First of all, Nightmare on Elm Street, the original.
Solid.
I mentioned Dream Warriors, but Nightmare on Elm Street is a great movie. We love it. We all have talked about it outside of it. My final honorable mention is Friday the 13th, New Beginning.
Oh, okay.
I fucking love that movie, man. I know a lot of people hate it because it's not actually Jason, it's Roy or some shit, but it's got the best nudity. It's got the best kills. It's got the scene with my man, Juana Man, Miguel, whatever the fuck his name is. Miguel is doing the whole, those damn enchiladas, bruh. I have it might be the most fun I have watching a Friday the 13th movie with other people is New Beginning. I fucking love that movie, dude. I love it so much. I'm going to meet Miguel this year.
Seriously?
Yeah. He's going to be at Scarefest. Like I'm going to be there like in like a month and like 5 days. Right. And he's going to be there, and he's there because they're doing a whole Return of the Living Dead reunion. Right. Because he's in Return of the Living Dead. Right. But when I go get him, I'm going to be like, I know I'm being obvious. I know you've had this a lot, but I want to take this fucking photo, sign it, because your damn enchilada shit is my favorite fucking movie.
That's awesome.
Like, that's my favorite moment, dude. He's in the outhouse because we've all been there. Let's talk. One of the things we love about slashers is we've all been there, right? In these situations where we are vulnerably placed, right? You're out in public. You got to go to whatever weird place you're at. You got to go into the bathroom because you just ate some damn enchiladas, and maybe somebody fucking kills you. But dude, what's his last name? I feel bad now that I don't know what it is.
Juana Man?
Yeah, Juana Man. What's his last name?
No, it's
Miguel something.
I'm trying to look up. Do you know, is Tommy Jarvis from Part 6 also from Return of the Living Dead? Is he going to be at this thing too?
He is going to be
That's
there as well.
awesome.
Miguel Nunez, by the way.
Yes.
And he's also a Mannequin too. He's in so many great films. I love him, but I'm like, all I remember you for, bro, is getting killed while you're taking a shit.
You should have him sign an enchilada. Like,
bro, give me
you should totally do that. That'd be awesome. Could you sign my enchilada?
Sign a fucking photo of him taking a shit, I guess. But I love that movie, and he's one of the biggest moments. Why? But that movie is so great, and people really talk a lot of shit about it, and I think people are wrong. So there you go.
Hell yeah, I love it. I will go with My Bloody Valentine, man. This is another one I did not grow up with. I think this is right there with The Burning, as like right at the top of the second tier of the 80s slashers, behind the the big franchises.
Yeah, Freddie, bro, that was an honorable mention to my honorable mentions.
There you go.
Right?
There you go. It's so good. It's got, like, especially if you watch the unrated cut or whatever, so it's up there with some of the best kills in 80s horror. And I think, like, the look of the I was about to call him the Prowler, because he has a real similar look to the Prowler. But the look to what is he? The Miner. The Miner is like, it should be almost more iconic. I wish they had done more and like done more My Bloody Valentine movies in the 80s, because he's got the look. He's got that. Well,
they did the remake, which sucks, but the original is so great, dude. And people forget the idea of the blue collar slasher,
right?
Which was very important in the early 80s, man.
For sure. You got one more honorable mention, you said?
No, that was it, dude. Okay. I put them all together. So
all right, man. Let's do it. Let's jump into our top 3 favorite slashers of all time, baby.
There's a lot of fucking people looking at me right now. You want me to go with my number 3?
Yes, I do.
We're gonna go with something more modern.
All right. Ooh, X. I knew it, man. Yes,
I love this movie, man.
Fuck yeah.
This movie owes a lot to every slasher movie that came before it.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, My Bloody Valentine, The Prowler, The Intruder, The Mutilator, all of these movies, X owes everything to. The best Ty West film ever. I know a lot of people are all up in arms about Pearl.
Right.
I love Pearl. But to me, X is amazing.
Same.
I love this fucking movie. I think it's the best of that Ty West X trilogy.
Same.
I think it's the best A24 film. Who gives a fuck about Ari Aster when we got X here? I love this movie. Who gives a shit about fucking, what's his name? Robert Eggers. I love y'all. I respect y'all. I love The Witch. I love Hereditary. I love Midsommar. I love Nosferatu. I love the Horseman. I almost said the Norseman.
Right.
But X to me is the greatest modern slasher film.
I think I agree.
Period. There you go.
I agree. As far as like a better film, it is better than all 3 Terrifier films. And those are the only ones that I could think of off the top of my head in the modern era that really touch it. There's Your Next. I know that's kind of like older. There's something special about Your Next. You remember that one?
No.
You're not like Two Gun bought you a Blu-ray of it. You have that. We did it on DHS. It's got this chick named Erin. She goes to a dinner party. People attack.
Wait, we did it. I was there.
Yeah, you own this thing, man.
What's the name of the movie again?
Your Next. It's from 2013.
Oh, next. Fuck, dude.
The
reason
was
supposed to be on my top. Fuck, that was supposed to be on my. Oh, fuck, dude. It's right there on my goddamn fucking honorable mentions. I love Your Next, man.
We've mentioned it. I was talking to my wife about it. What I think makes it so special is because what they did with the format. I said this when we talked about it in DHS, but it's Die Hard the slasher. It's like, oh, these killers are going to attack this dinner party, but little do they know that
and
John
Ty West
McClane
is there.
He gets
shot or whatever. Dude, I love Your Next. It was on my fucking list, and I made a line between Bride of Chucky and my last 5, and I completely
lost Your Next.
Your Next is great. It was on my honorable mentions, man.
It's so good. And Erin's one of the great final girls, just because she's, instead of it being like the typical, we're killing the good guys off throughout the whole movie, she is killing the bad guys off through the whole movie. John McClane, Under Siege, like that type of fucking movie. We
She
didn't
kills
know
John McClane. She kills Steven Seagal.
you know what I mean. And I love that. That's such a unique, like, I don't know if you've ever seen Ready or Not from 2019, but
I still have not seen that one.
So good. It does a similar thing, but it's like
I've
so
seen
much
the
more
Christmas
fun.
one that she was in that I love. What is it?
I don't know.
She did a Christmas one. But there's a Christmas one from the same director.
Oh,
right?
I think I know what you're talking about, but man, and it's another one. My wife.
Evan's here. He knows what we're talking about. So is Two Gun. So
are you talking about like where the kid ties up his babysitter and shit?
Yeah. What's that movie called?
I can't think of the name of the movie. Me and my wife were just trying to figure this out.
It's part of the whole Santa Claus is coming.
Better watch out.
Better watch out. That's what it is. Thank God.
Thank God. Yeah, it did come to me.
That's a great movie.
All right. So now that we've got that out of the way, your number 3, is that where we're at? Your number 3?
I did X, so it's your number 3.
I'm sorry,
bro.
X. My number 3. My number 3, man. And like, if you would have asked me a few years ago, hands down, easily, this would have been my number 1. But I got to keep it real. It's Halloween, man, which we just covered on the channel a couple weeks ago. This is like, if so many times I would have said like, it's my favorite movie of all time, my favorite horror movie of all time. So many things have been said about it. What else can you say? But it's hard. You got to remember that like we did not have supernatural, emotionless killers, forces as our slasher villains until this movie. It took so many things that came before it and it put it all in this nice little smooth thing. I keep saying the same thing I say that I don't know if people fucking understand what I'm saying, but it's like a concept album to me. It's like Dark Side of the Moon. It's like The Wall. It's like Sgt. Pepper, where everything is in its perfect fucking spot and everything is going in the same direction and then ends up and it's perfect. It never misses a beat and it gets to the end. You're like, oh my God. It's just incredible. And there's a reason why it is Halloween, but yeah, there's not much more to say about it that hasn't been said, but my number 3.
I have no thoughts to share. You should just let me go to my number 2.
All right. What do you got at number 2?
Halloween.
What?
I fucking love Halloween. There's my copy of it. It's I got this cool, like, I got the Scream Factory box set this like on, it's not the big elaborate one or whatever, but like there's my copy of issue number 1. Halloween number 1. I fucking love Halloween, dude. It is, a lot of people say it's the first slasher. I disagree. A lot of people say it's the Black Christmas is the first slasher. I disagree. I think Psycho is the first slasher.
I agree.
And I think we could even dive back and say Diabolique has an influence, but like Halloween is something very special. We don't have the 80s horror renaissance without Halloween. I love this movie. I will always watch this movie. And anytime I find out somebody in my life has never watched this movie, I make them watch it. Then I make them watch H2O. But in between, them watch Halloween 2, which I don't like as much, but H2O only makes sense if you watch Halloween 1,
right.
2, and H2O. But that's a perfect slasher trilogy.
There's no way we're doing this list without Halloween. There wouldn't be like a slasher genre the way that it is. And that's like another thing, like why I thought the Road to Halloween, that series that we did, which if you guys didn't check that out, it was just us breaking down the movies that led to Halloween, basically, what set up the slasher genre. Why I thought it was the movies were important enough to do, and the idea was important enough to spend 8 weeks on, is like it defined horror for so many people. So many people, like when they think of horror, they think of Michael Jason, Freddy, Chucky, Candyman. They think of slashers if they're not thinking of something like The Conjuring. And it's like we wouldn't have got so much of that creativity that came in the 80s without the base that is Halloween. And yeah, there's ones that came before it, but Halloween is like the Elvis to rock and roll. It's the one that mainstreamed it, popularized it, and made it.
If Elvis is the Halloween to rock and roll, then I guess we could say that Little Richard is the Black Christmas to Halloween, right?
Chuck Berry's Psycho or whatever.
Exactly, right? Yeah. Like there's Halloween is amazing. It's brilliant. And dude, that moment where he shows up to kill the boyfriend, he just like the frames like this and he just runs in, stabs this motherfucker. That's when he does the fucking whole thing like that. Like so fucking good.
It's so unique.
And everybody repeats that. Everybody repeats.
Exactly, man. It's kind of easy to take for granted. Again, why it was cool to go through those movies that led to it, because there's so much uniqueness that comes in Halloween with stuff like that. Just like this force. and just like the build-up that we get from Loomis, the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes, and
the fucking music.
Yeah.
Y'all.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And that's the reason why we get 80s slasher music the way we do is because of John Carpenter.
Right. And the reason why we just got like a renaissance of like people like, we're kind of doing an 80s throwback thing. Like in the 2015 on, there was a lot of that.
You're like, how was the Void an 80s throwback? Oh, I get it. They're using synths.
Right. They're doing John Carpenter scores. What up, Chill, my brother? Appreciate you being in here. My dude. Whoa. Says, holy shit, my two favorite drugs, blood splatter on PCP. Anywhere else that's illegal, but here it's full on 69, dudes. My bro, it's good to see you as always. You guys, all of you guys, Rogue, Evan, Easy Dick, Two Gun. Sorry, it just came out. Fable, my man, which actually Fable's probably doing his show right now. So you guys, as soon as we wrap up, which we're getting close to, go check out Fable's show. Robbie will be there. And all right, that was your number 2. It was Halloween. And my number 2, which also I said the same thing about Halloween, but it was really hard to not make this. I've switched it up, man. This was like my favorite movie of all time. It's still up there, obviously. It's my number 2. It's fucking Scream, man. I don't think it's the coolest choice. There's something, you know what I mean? It's not edgy. I'm not being edgy by having Scream on my list. I'm losing cool points. But if you ask me, like, hey, bro, you've got to watch one of these for the rest of your life every day, it might be Scream because of Stu Macher. That's probably, you know what I mean? The humor that he brings to it is so much levity between him and Randy. You've got this great final girl in Sydney. You've got Ghostface. It's just like it flows. And Wes Craven directing. And just like the space, his knowledge of like making you feel like you're there in the movie. That opening scene. We know the kitchen. We know Casey Becker's house so well because of Wes Craven. The front yard, the backyard. There's something really special about the way that he like puts you in the movies. And then it's just such a fresh take, such a crazy fresh take on slashers and horrors, man. So Scream, my number 2.
You know I love Scream. I mentioned it on my list already, and it makes me think how important Wes Craven is.
Mm-hmm.
Scream to Nightmare on Elm Street. And how about this? Fuck it. One more honorable mention. Last House on the Left.
Hell yeah. Yep.
Last House on the Left really deserves to be mentioned tonight because without that movie, there is no Halloween. There is no that's the same year as Black Christmas and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There was something going on post-Vietnam. And dude, this is why like we really do need to dive into like a history of horror and why horror, like what the booms are, you know, like the Universal stuff from back in the day. We're talking about Great Depression, right? So like look at American history. Great Depression leads to a great horror boom.
Right.
The Cold War leads to a great horror boom with movies like Them and like the Day the Earth Stood Still and shit like that. Mostly sci-fi things, but like
all the nuclear stuff,
horror, right? All the post 9/11 stuff, like
torture porn,
add the post 9/11 stuff, but also like the post Vietnam stuff, right? Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Last House on the Left.
That's 72, by the way. Last House is so it's
so
2 years
before Black Christmas. Last House on the Left deserves. Fuck, I should have put it in my top 10, man. Honestly, but you know what? I love The Burning so much.
It fits right in. Like it fits right in that like weird. I would not have thought of them as a slasher because I grew up with 80 slashers. Where what do you mean? There's one killer. That's what a slasher movie is. And with Last House on the Left, you've got these multiple killers, and it just doesn't feel like what I grew up with and thought of as a slasher movie. Which, if you don't mind, I dive into my top of all time. My new favorite slasher movie, my new like favorite horror movie. I just can't deny the power of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. When we did this for your channel, when we did the franchise a couple years ago, and I watched it again for the first time in some years, I was like, fuck, man. It's such a horror movie. There's just like something like so raw, so visceral, so dirty and hot and sweaty and stinky about the movie. And you're right. Like I would not have considered it a slasher before. I just didn't think of it like that. But really, it's like it came before Black Christmas. So I got to look at it as like, this is the first teen slasher because it's exactly that. You've got a bunch of teens going to a place, getting picked off one by one, sharp objects going into their body, blood coming out of their body. You know
and
what I mean?
I love that,
And
like,
the Masked Killer.
when y'all were doing that show, because I watched it.
Nice.
You mentioned my thoughts about the whole back thing
Yeah,
and the hook, right? I really appreciate that, man. So
hell yeah.
there you go.
It's so good, man. And like the way that it wraps up.
So that's your number one?
My number one, man. My
Fuck
number
yeah,
one
dude.
greatest slasher movie of all time. And I like just like Halloween has this way of like it's like going to the end, and then like it ramps up so much at that last act with Jamie Lee and Michael. And this one does the same thing, but it's like it's so much more intense. And Halloween's pretty fucking intense, don't get me wrong. But this one is on another with that chainsaw, it's like on another level. Last thing I'll say on it, and I said this on the show, it gave us 3.5 horror icons, and that ain't easy to do. Obviously, it gave us Leatherface, but the cook is like so iconic and such a cool character, and the hitchhiker, and the way that they kind of contrast each other. They're different. They're not like, oh, just this group of killers and they're all the same. They're so different and unique, and they play their own role. And also, something I guess I didn't say about Black Christmas a while back, but I compare these movies how they're almost Giallo-esque with their mystery, but it's like it's so different in the way it's like it's not a whodunit. Like in Black Christmas, it kind of is a whodunit, but the way they reveal it is so like unique and different. In this one, it is a whodunit, but the reveal is that all these people come from the same place. You're not safe anywhere you go. Everywhere you turn, it's these people. There's something so cool and unique about that hasn't really been replicated. Like no one's really replicated Texas Chainsaw Massacre. People have replicated Scream, they've replicated Halloween, but like Texas Chainsaw, other than I guess House of a Thousand Corpses, like would be the closest thing, but it's so derivative of it. It's too close to it. You know what I mean? They replicated it too close that it feels.
I would
like
agree.
A remake.
I think Tobe Hooper did a great job with Funhouse, but like it doesn't have the same impact.
Right. I was wondering if that was going to end up on your list.
It wasn't. I wanted to put it on there, but I got one more final.
All right, lay it on me, man. You're number one.
Honorable mention.
My
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Fucking love that movie, man. Love that movie. Now I never gave my number one.
Let's do it, man. Finish us off.
My number one slasher.
Did I cut in front of you? Is that what happened?
No, I was talking about. I got distracted because you mentioned something, and I got distracted by Last House on the Left.
No shit.
Right, and then that brought you into Texas.
Oh, and then I did jump in front,
which was perfect.
My apologies.
It's fine. No worries, because I think it's best that we leave off here.
Right, I love it.
My number one, Psycho.
Love it.
Psycho is. Some people call it a proto slasher. Whatever. If you like that term, good for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm there with you. If you want to have a talk about the greatest proto slashers of all time, I want to talk about Psycho as well. When you started this road to Halloween, what did you start with?
Psycho, baby.
You started with Psycho. Why? Because Psycho was important. Mm-hmm. Psycho is important not just to slasher movies. It's important to horror movies. And it's also important to movies, right? Like we never had a movie up until this point. Now, it's very difficult sometimes for us to do this, especially today. But back in the 90s, it wasn't that difficult. But back in the 90s, all of a sudden, Gus Van Sant said, I'm going to get Anne Hesh and Vince Vaughn to redo Psycho shot by shot. I was there. I was so embroiled with that idea. I went and saw it in the movie theater in 1998, I believe. I loved it. But before that, I had watched Psycho multiple times, the original. And this is the first time that at least I can think of, maybe there's a different movie somewhere, but the first American film that I know of that had a main character that we were following. And then, I don't know, 30 minutes into the movie, 20 minutes into the movie, you just kill them and start a new journey. Bold, crazy, and to me, Black Christmas, Halloween, The Prowler, Psycho 2, X, these movies do not exist without this movie. And it's Alfred Hitchcock, who also is so important to so many subgenres of the thriller and the horror film, right? And to me, his best work is Psycho. And to me, there's no movie better than this when we're talking about slashers, where we're talking about somebody who is killing somebody with a knife or whatever. And I hope in the thumbnail y'all like really sneak in and notice my knife says McCook or whatever. It's from Amazon. You know what I'm saying? But no, Psycho's great, dude. The Bates Motel, the psychology of it, and don't forget, Psycho based on the same story that Texas Chainsaw Massacre is based on.
And what is American Psycho? And there's
another one. What is it? It's
Ed Gein is the guy
Night
we're
of
talking
Living
about.
Dead, or is it it's one of the Dead movies, right? It's
I don't know. They're coming out. There's a series Netflix is doing by the creators of Dahmer.
Yeah, Ed Gein, like, right? It's his whole thing, right? But Psycho to me is important, and also the most important thing to me about Psycho, or one of the more important things about Psycho, we don't have horror movie music without Psycho,
right?
The way we have it today,
revolutionized it. Absolutely.
So this movie, it to me is revolutionary, and I think it still stands. And I think I've honestly said this for my entire life that I've been into horror films. My favorite my favorite slasher film, one of my favorite scores in horror movies. I fucking love this movie. And I think Psycho stands the test of fucking time.
Absolutely. More than almost as far as like a movie that's that old to be that good, and like it has not dated that much at all.
First movie to have a toilet in it. I'm just gonna say. So there you
go. There's something like I'll end my bit on Psycho with this. Something I remember Stu asking me, like, he's like, what if this was the first slasher? Like, you know, Halloween came out in 1978. 2 years later, Friday the 13th replicated it, did something really similar, and then Friday the 13th was used as a blueprint to launch the 80s slasher boom. And Stu asked something like, why don't you think that happened with Psycho? It's like, just look at the complexity of Psycho. It's so much more complex and harder to replicate, which is why you don't get all these copies. What are you gonna do? You're gonna kill the main character again? You're gonna have a psychological mommy issue with the killer? It was so much more well written than the majority of slashers that came after. I really, honestly, like most of the movies that we did in Road to Halloween are so much more complex and like better films than so many of the 80s movies that, you know, that were part of the 80s slasher boom that came
62 out there. Silence of the Lambs.
I thought about that.
Right?
Like, is it a
part of, well, it's not a slash, but it's the same story, right? As Psycho and Texas Chainsaw. Yeah.
That was the one I was trying to think of. Real quick, I haven't seen it, man. I don't know if Robbie, have you seen him yet? The new Jordan Peele produced.
No, is it out? I thought it comes out like this week or something. Is it already out? I'm excited to watch it.
I'm excited too. I love Marlon Wayans in Requiem for a Dream. I mean, he's been in a lot of shit, but I think Requiem for a Dream is the one that, like, I saw that and I'm like, oh, I bet he could be great in this.
I feel like this movie is the true horror version of Any Given Sunday.
So, I'm excited to see it, man. 6-2 saying, please watch The Reflecting Skin from Philip Ridley and tell me it's not a vampire movie. I will do that, my friend. Silence of the Lambs, Texas Chainsaw, Psycho, all good. Ed Gein, thank you, my brother. And movie theaters used to run movies all day, but Hitchcock made them set times and not let anyone in after Psycho started, which is so cool that he would have the power to be like, do not go, you can't come into this movie late.
And movies like that didn't exist before then,
right?
Though, where like you had to watch the first act to really, like, let's be honest, a lot of these movies we can just pop in at any fucking time,
right
and just follow along. But like Psycho, still every time I watch it, I'm like, I'm really shocked that this movie takes this twist. Right. And every time we get a movie that does a twist like that, I'm like, oh, that's Psycho.
The Psycho twist. Exactly, man. Hell yeah. Well, goddamn, man. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick recap of. Do you have your list in front of you? Because I have my list.
Yes, I do, man.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and read yours off. Starting at 10, my brother.
Number 10, The Burning. Number 9, Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Warriors.
Dream Warriors.
Number 8, Black Christmas. My bad.
Black Christmas. Oh, good.
Black Christmas. Number 7, Halloween H2O. Number 6, Scream. Number 5, Tenebrae. Number 4, Psycho 2. Number 3, X. Number 2, Halloween 1978, y'all. And number 1, Psycho.
Hell yeah, man. Excellent list, brother. I love it. I had number 10, Candyman. Number 9, Child's Play. 8, Terrifier 2. 7, Friday the 13th, Part 3. 6, the original Nightmare on Elm Street. At 5, I had Black Christmas. Psycho, my number 4. Halloween, my number 3. At 2, I had Scream. And my number 1 slasher of all time, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Hell yeah, man. This is a blast, bro.
What
this
a great
was a
batch
blast.
of movies we've talked about, man.
Love it, man. Love you guys in the chat. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Again, Fable's got his show going on over on One Collection Down. Robbie is headed over there to join them. And then this Thursday, we continue Horror Fest here on Blood Splatter Chatter with Dawn of the Motherfucking Dead, man. So excited. So excited. Stu's never seen it. And I know my brother Link loves him some zombies. So this is going to be a great conversation, man. Dawn of the Dead, 1978. Is that right? 78?
I swear, if any of your people give it less than
77.
4, I'm going to be fucking pissed, man.
So, you know. We'll see. Because I can see it, man. I don't know. I'm interested because it's
if they give it less than a 4, if they give it less than a 5, just go, have you seen the Argento cut?
I'm dying to know like what Stu thinks of it because it is a movie that like it has it's slow. You know what I mean? But I have grown to appreciate that slowness, as I'll talk more about on Thursday.
I think Stu loves character-driven movies and stories, so I think he'll like it. So
I hope so. I really hope he does. But all right, my brother, then we continue the zombie fun on PCP on Monday night. Loving it.
Bruh, Return of the Living Dead 3. I love this film so fucking much. I've watched it twice already since we have been building up to this. I fucking love it, and I'm excited for everybody to be there. Steph's going to be there. It's going to be super fun. Who else is going to be there?
Fable's got to be there. It's like
Fable and Joe Corallo. So, and Jelani and Brooks, of course. So it should be a really, really fun conversation.
Hell yeah, man. And then coming up right now, Blame Fable is amazing. Excuse me. The all new, all different. I knew I had it fucking wrong. The all new, all different Blame Fable show with everybody that you see down on that thumbnail. Robbie's headed there right now. So again, Return of the Living Dead 3, PCP, Monday night, Thursday night, Dawn of the Dead. Robbie, my man, I appreciate the shit out of you. All you fine folks in the chat, you guys are awesome. And we'll see you on Thursday for Dawn of the Dead. I forgot. I wanted to mention 2 movies. Happy Death Day, man, which I just saw in the intro. These movies they're so different, but there's these horror comedy, sci-fi twist movies. Happy Death Day 1 and 2. I love the shit out of that. And then people would kill me for having this on it, but it's fucking great. It's Totally Killer. It was an Amazon Prime original, right in that same vein. It's a slasher, mystery, sci-fi thing, and it is fucking awesome. I love it. It's so good. Totally Killer.